Hello, this is Michael from the Board Games Chronicle. I have a pleasure to present to you already the sixth engagement scenario. We play the Pacific War, GMT's Pacific War, and the author is, of course, Mark Herman. We go through all the engagement scenarios one by one, learning the game. As you can see, we already went through the first five. We now go to the sixth, Force Z from Singapore. As per the rules, we should put all the task forces which take part in this game, of course, on the task force and force display. But as we have a very short scenario here to present, I decided to put them on the map. What do we have here and what's the situation? It's time of the landing on Malaya of Japanese troops. Yeah? Let me just bring the scenario here. So if I'm not mistaken, it's around February 1942. The Force Z here is well aware that the Japanese are landing and getting to the Singapore and to Malaya, and they would like to intercept them. We have a pretty strong air power, Japanese air power in Saigon, and also two task forces which will try to get to this task force, British task force. Historically, this task force sailed out without any air cover, despite the urges of the air squadron's leaders that they can provide the support and cover for this task force. The commander of this task force rejected this. Well, never before in history a capital ship was sunk in open water purely by the airplane, so he was not afraid of an airplane. Of course, in Europe we had situations, and also in Pearl Harbor, that the capital ships, which were placed like sitting ducks without possibility to maneuver, were hit and even sunk. But never ever before in the open water. Of course, such things has to happen for the first time, and it was exactly here when such situation with Prince of Wales and Repulse happened. In our scenario, first thing which we do at the beginning of the game, we roll a die. We would have only one battle cycle, so only once we'll be going through this. We will be rolling a die. On the roll of 0, there will be some additional Air Force trying to do the protection mission, so exactly what they denied. And on the roll of 9, this task force will not be detected, and it will be fighting one or the other task force, not both of them. So it can happen, yeah, that they will survive. After this roll, we will go through the battle cycle. We'll not be moving on the map. Yeah, there is not enough movement all at once in one battle cycle. Just to remind you, the task force can move only 2 hexes. Yeah, so there is no possibility for them to reach each other. We just move the task forces to the naval battle display. So let me do this roll. 8. So no modification to what historically happened. Now we go through the battle cycle. We have a lightning set up for the day AM. Advantage determination. We know that the advantage is with the Japanese. We then have advantage movement. We can move them, but the assumption of the scenario is that, yeah, this task force was detected and that there will be battle, simple like this. So even no need to move them. Then we have air advantage air missions. So we'll be striking at this task force. The scenario assumes that we detected them, but let us say that we would like, I would like to show you how the detection process, the search process works. So let's assume that they've sailed here and that we would like to intercept them. How do we do it? We have 2 search charts. Yeah? One is Japanese, the other is US. I mark them because it's easier for me. There are some differences there. So in such case, if you would like to do a search, we can search particular hex only once. We can send both planes. We can only send one plane. We calculate, first of all, we look at the type of a unit. The type of a unit is plane. So you see fighter. We send the fighter, and it's during the day, and the range is 2. So we are looking here, and from 0 to 4 we will detect them with various amount of data. 0, 4, yeah. So they are detected as it was historically. So you know, although the scenario assumed this, it was good to show you how we did. Now, air missions. Yeah, we should execute the air missions against those units. We have 2 units. We will do 2 air missions. Both units have full strength. Both have a range, because range 8 and 16 allows them to fly here and back without any problems. Let me just show you and remind you about the air mission procedure. It is here. It's also on the player aid. So we started the air mission. We move the units. There will be no interception. Interception is only when we fly to the, this is airstrike here, to our target, and we fly through the places with other enemy airplanes. Then we can be intercepted. What is important is, of course, if air mission is detected in the hex or just prior to the hex. Because if we are detected, then cap procedure is before the strike and flag procedure. And if we are not detected, then first we strike and then we can get hit. There will be no cap procedure. Why? Because there are no enemy planes. They rejected this air cover, but there could be a flag procedure. Okay, so detection means search. We take the US search. Let me put it here. Who is searching? We have spotter, Navy units, yeah? Do we have any spotter plane? My goodness. From what I can say, no, but yeah, we look here. Sorry for this. You need airplanes to search outside the hex, but if we have such situation, but the enemy is already in the hex, most of the units can try to spot. So we search for air, yes, search for air during the day. From 0 to 6, we will find this plane. Yes, we found it. So that means that the cap and flag procedure is first. So we go to the flag procedure. If I remember correctly, we'll sum up anti-air value of all of those 3. Yes. All ground units and any bases. So what we will do now, we'll take the most important table of the resolution. So let's look here. We have air combat. We have flag combat. Flag, it's unimproved. I think improved flag will be in February 1943, something like this. Versus air, we roll with a strength of 3. It's possible that they will be hit. 0. Yeah, I would even say that this is a critical hit. 0. Yeah, we go here. This is 1 hit, and we potentially can add some additional hit to this airplane. 8. 2 additional hits. So that was quite not historical. That also means that with the 3 hits, those guys abort. If you get 2 hits or more, you abort. Not the best start. Now we have a second air mission. First of all, we check whether this plane is detected. Again, 06 they will be detected. No, they are not detected, so the flag procedure will be after airstrike. Now we can strike. The strength versus naval is this blue one, 5. And we again take this. We do the airstrike, of course. Let me see against whom we should fire. Both are pretty formidable. So let's fire at repulse. Why? Because it has smaller amount of hits needed to destroy it. 3. With 5, we do the airstrike. Air versus, yeah, this is the tactical air versus naval on 5. So we need to roll below 5. Okay. Maybe luck will be with Japanese finally. A roll of 5, they rolled 2. This is tactical, only 1 hit, but still, that's something. Repulse gets 1 hit. And now we have a flag procedure. They fire with a strength of 3. 3 or less, there will be a hit. 4, so no. Still, that was much worse than what historically happened. Yeah, much worse. Now we have this task force detected, and we have 2 more task force reaching here as per the scenario description. Now we go to the naval battle, and the first step in the naval battle is naval combat determination. You see, we search for this task force, and we just need to check whether this task force can see those task forces. Yeah. We'll roll a die. Where is my USD? Ah, here it is. And we roll a search for naval 08. We should find them, and I wouldn't be surprised if they will find it. It's important because if one of the side is not detected, the other, this side will have a surprise. Of course, both sides are detected. We are in open water. The fight starts. First of all, we put up to 4 British units and on the gunnery part, on the gunnery. And then we have the Japanese. It is assumed that both task forces arrived at this place at the same time, and we can, in any way we want, to put the first 4 units here, and then the remaining 3. We don't have to put this task force entirely or this task force entirely, and we'll be going through 3 battle cycles. So these are the ships in one task force. These are the second one. Whom do we want? Some torpedoes would be nice. But before making a decision, we know this is in open water. So let me just check the range. What would be the range? Open water, this is day. So we are at the long. Yes. And then we'll be bidding. So we are at long range. Do I have a marker for this? No, I don't have handy. Never mind. Let me do it that way. We are at the long range. If we are at the long range, we want to take the ships which can hit on the long range. Yes, so this would be those. The 4 long-range ships. And then we'll be, of course, bidding for the size. I have a feeling that those ships might actually escape, because the chances to hit on the long range are pretty low. Okay, we move to the naval combat phase 1. Both sides fire simultaneously. So Japanese first, they have a gunner 1 on the long range. The British has also 1 with destroyers below 0. So let me roll 4 times here. Whom do we shoot? Those 2 versus Repulse, those 2 versus Prince of Wales. 3, nothing. 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 So let me roll 4 times. Those 2 against Repulse, those 2 against Prince of Wales. No hit. 0. So that guy hit Prince of Wales on 0. So this is a naval gunnery combat, long range naval. This was 1. So we look here, 0. We go to the long range versus navy. This is 1 hit, but we have also a critical hit. Let me roll for a critical hit. Nine? Oh my goodness, I never seen such a roll on the critical hit. That means 3 hits. Oh. That will destroy. Of course, we shoot simultaneously, so that will destroy Prince of Wales. And who did the honor? Haruna. Haruna actually hit. Now we have those 2 firing at Repulse. 7, nothing. 8, nothing. Now we have fire from the British. They will all focus on Congo. Here we need 0, and then second roll from 0 to 4. Well, normally perfect roll. They need 1 and 1. 6, nothing. Nothing. So after the first phase, Prince of Wales is sunk. We go to the second naval combat and the bidding. It's pretty obvious that the bidding for the Japanese would be short, and for the let me just remove it. For the British would be long. Yeah, so we bid that way. Second and third phase of naval combat we bid, and we look. Current range is long. Bids are long and short, which means we move to medium. We assume, maybe incorrectly, that they would like not to withdraw. Let's leave it like this. Range will be medium. Second battle cycle. Again, we shoot simultaneously. Now with a gunner of 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and 0 here. Let me start with Japanese. Those 3 against, all 4 against Repulse. Okay, I think it was 3 here, not far. 2 on 2, it should be some hit. Let me just see. Medium, wow, 1 hit. Okay, let me just mark it 2, because I forgot during the last turn there were hits on those ships, so they actually have a lower gunnery. Doesn't change anything because they missed, but still, if you have a hit, a lot of parameters are being adjusted, among them also the gunnery. So 1 hit at Repulse, and now which ship Who was it? It was, I think, Congo. Nothing. 2, so another hit. It's already 3. And I think that's just enough, yeah, to sink it. Before it will sink, it will have a chance to fire back. And you see, at the beginning of the fight, we decided all those 4 ships should here. We have an overkill. We cannot move the fire from this ship against those ships. So we have now the British fire. Before the fight, it was 1 hit here, so it's Gunner 1 versus Congo. Close, but not. And here we have a Gunner of -3, so 0, 4. So we need 0 and then from 0 to 4. Not necessarily good. So definitely in the third phase, here we'll have withdrawal, and here we have short range. Because we are at medium, withdrawal of any, we are at medium, and we can fire last time at this escaping destroyers. So all those ships fire up to 2. Nothing. Nothing. No luck. Nothing. So the destroyers managed to escape. They will probably come back here. Yeah, but the repulse and Prince of Wales are sunk, as you can see, by this first task force. I didn't brought the second task force for the second and third naval combat phase. I thought it more thematic that those guys with those planes managed to get here, and that some of the ships, those destroyers and some cruisers were left behind. I could potentially, of course, bring them during the naval combat 2 and 3. But the firepower was already overwhelming. So this is another teaching scenario. So far, we went probably through most of the fundamental rules which you need to know. So the air strikes, air procedure, naval combat through the phases, also some search procedure. Those engagement scenarios are a simplified way of teaching the rules. As you can see, despite having those all units, those task forces put in 3 places far away from one another, yeah, we could simulate a fight, because that was the main goal, to teach how it plays, to teach the rules. I probably made some mistakes during the heat of the battle, so sorry for this. I made sure that I'm using the correct search charts now. We could potentially bring the second group of the Japanese units, but as you have seen, the firepower was overwhelming already with the used ones. So that's all for today. Thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you very much for being with me. If you like this video, please give thumbs up. If you'd like to see more content like this, I strongly encourage you to subscribe to this channel. It's really important for such a small, let's say, content creator like me, like the Board Games Chronicle. Thank you for being with us today, and take care.